Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Umber Rays, and yes, my hair is still curly. It will be curly for a while until I cut it. It's fine, don't worry about it. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about the news that has come in, and let me tell you, gotta say, December is starting off very predictably. It turns out Alum is keeping their word this time, as we are getting Final Fantasy V. Yes, Final Fantasy V just had an event with a raid, but it's not done yet. It's because now it gets a Mog King right back to back, and it's basically your standard Mog King, you know, point system, the map system, all of that stuff returns, so there's nothing really new to be said about this event. So who are our new units? Well, kind of an interesting little batch we have here. I guess Alum has been kind of listening to me because they put in a new 4-star and a new 3-star to support some of the new characters. So let's talk about, what we are getting. So first of all, you'll obviously notice the new Barts, the new Lena, and 2 characters that we've never seen before. The 2 new characters that we've never seen before are FFV characters. They are original characters, and there really isn't much else to say about that, other than just talking about what we get for these characters. Besides Mog King bonus, and I will get to the Mog King bonus in a second. Alright, so starting off, Tessin is a 3-star, goes to 5-star, he looks like a damage unit, and his TMR is a materia, 10% HP, 30% up attack with clothes. Pretty mediocre for anyone who's been playing the game long enough. Other than that, not much else to say. Next up is Atiri, at least that's how I'm choosing to pronounce her name. Looks like she is a wind damaging type unit that also has some physical bird killer buff. And other than that, her TMR is a wind-based sword. Not really much else to say about that. It's just 125 attack wind element sword. Seems okay. She seems kind of cute. Nice little design. Probably won't be that useful in the long run, but hey, I wouldn't even consider this TMR to be super TMR worthy. I think it's just a pretty good TMR if you're new to the game and starting with Barts, and that should give you a hint as to what Bart's character is like. And next up is Light Warrior Lena. Now, Light Warrior Lena has a TMR materia, 50% spirit, power up some white restorative magic spells. So that's kind of interesting for a different kind of materia that supports healers. I'm curious about how much you actually get off of it, but yeah, it seems pretty darn good. We'll talk about her super TMR too. Her super TMR is a staff, 60 attack, 163 spirit, 30% spirit, light element that grants Dispelga. This is basically the best. This is the best staff in the game now. This is easily the best fucking staff in the entire game. Dispelga cannot be underestimated for how valuable it is in a ton of trials, and particularly for being able to put it on just any character. Yeah, this super TMR is tippity top tier, not just for spirit, not for just having the light element on it too, which is pretty good. This is just really, really, really top tier. So Lena's kit has some AoE raise and some self re-raise, single target heal and cure all breaks, stop and charm, entrust and self limit burst gauge fill, W ability for casting multiple of her abilities, and a 7-star AoE fire water resist and 4-turn damage mitigation. So depending on what her percentages are, she could definitely get into the tippity top healer spot. But in terms of healers are a little less exciting if you already have like Aerith and Santa Rosalia. Chances are she won't be too bonkers, but then again, the kit descriptions lately haven't been the best telling about how strong a unit can be. So yeah, Lena, if nothing else, her sprite is amazing for having a mini dragon. That's reason enough to get her. Also, her limit burst is an AoE heal, cure all breaks, and re-raise, so I think that she will be undoubtedly a great healer. The question is, where will she fit in the healing meta, and can she take the top spot away from Aerith? So yeah, that is definitely something to be considered. And last but not least is Light Warrior Barts, and he is a CG character. We'll talk about that in a second. But his TMR, first of all, is an accessory plus 40 attack, limit burst per turn, and plus attack with true dual wield. That's right, it is a true dual wield accessory. This is basically the martial glove to, as lightning is to Buster style. Basically, yeah, this TMR is pretty damn good, so I would definitely be okay getting my hands on one of these. It seems like Barts, this basically means that Barts is going to be some kind of true dual wield. And looking at his kit, it seems like he'll be a finisher. His super TMR is 167 attack wind element sword. I don't think this is anything really that exciting. Barts should be able to equip a ton of weapons, and if wind is his big strong suit, hell, there's probably some good wind-based weapons you can just get your hand on and then have another strong weapon and be totally fine without it. So until we see his kit, I'm not entirely sure the best way to build him, but I will say this, Barts is probably going to be a wind-based character that revolves around swords, given his TMR and super TMR, and a true dual wield user as well. Now looking at his kit, he's a wind damager, he's a 2-hit AoE wind damage, AoE consecutive damage, AoE heal and wind resist, W ability, and in 7 stars he gets a single target 2-hit wind damage, ability up, and unlocks another ability that is a 3-hit single target defense ignoring damage. So other than that, we know that this guy will have a level 40 limit burst, and that is a limit burst that is AoE damage and ability damage up and self limit burst fill on the next turn. So it seems like Barts will be pretty regular at getting his limit burst ready, and other than that, he probably will be pretty good. He'll be an interesting addition to the finishers category. The question is will he have any chaining abilities? What will he kind of get in his kit? Will he be a good companion to Lightning or Axstar, or will he just forge his own path? Don't know, but the limit burst certainly looks cool. You can see both Terra and Squall's weapons right in there, as well as Onion Knight, so that's pretty cool. It looks like his limit burst will be very much kind of Dissidia, where he is using other characters' weapons, so that's pretty cool. Now, going back and talking about this banner, there are 2 step-ups to consider. First of all is our regular 25k 3 laps step-up, and you are basically guaranteed the regular rainbow, and you are guaranteed either Lena or Barts at the end. And I have to say, this step-up is absolute shit. There are no rainbow up rates anywhere on this banner. There's only the 10% ticket. There's not even a 30% ticket. This feels like a good banner to potentially skip. This is pretty damn bad, if I'm being totally honest. I would rather spend my tickets than spend a dime on this banner. This is just horrible. This is just horrible. We've seen so many banners recently, step-up banners, I mean, that have had rainbow up rates in terms of the drop percentage, so it's really weird to not see any drop rate up. I don't know if Alum just doesn't care or not, but this is a shitty step up. Don't spend 25k lapis on this. If you can, just UOC the characters and move on with your life. There's also a 4k lapis, which actually does have the rainbow up rate, but yeah, this one has not been kind, and this one can leave you with literally pretty much just nothing on this. So yeah, I'm also not a big fan of the fact that this is basically only 7 pulls. I think this is pretty garbage banner. Not because of the units. I think the units might be really great. As a matter of fact, it might be an indication that the units are going to be really great and absolutely incredibly powerful by the fact that, you know, there's just there's no rainbow rate up on it. So Alum really wants us to pull hard for it. But yeah, they're both going to be, both of these step-ups will be in the game. If you want to go for it, fine, but I'm telling you right now, I think it's horse shit. And speaking of horse shit, there's a couple of other things to talk about this new Mog King event. Yeah, I'm not pulling any punches on this one. Say hello to the series boss battle. Now, the series boss battle we will be fighting is X-Death in tree form. I thought we were going to fight Neo X-Death, apparently not. But there is an interesting detail about this. Apparently, Final Fantasy V units that are brought to this will gain HP, MP, attack, defense, magic, and spirit bonus, which is pretty interesting. It even goes down to the 3 stars, so I'm wondering how difficult this fight will actually be. Even older units like Gilgamesh, as well as the more recent 5 stars that just came on the raid banner, you can also get them to get bonuses too, so people who pulled for X-Death or Kryl or anything, that's pretty awesome that you can get a bonus. I mean, the Gilgamesh dream lives on, I guess. Now, here's the interesting thing about this, is that you gain new abilities to old FF5 units. So I'm curious if it's just 3 stars, because if you're just getting new abilities for 3 stars, who really gives a rat's ass? But hey, maybe it's an ability that makes Gilgamesh suck a lot less. That would be interesting, wouldn't it? But the rewards are unlocking new abilities for old units, whatever the hell that means. I guess you don't get a bonus for new Barts and new Lena, unfortunately. 2 rare summon tickets and 50 trust coins. So that kind of tells us that it's probably going to be a mid-level difficulty trial. It is permanent too, so I'm going to be really interested to see where it lands on the difficulty spectrum. Trust coins aren't that valuable, especially only 50 of them, so it's really hard to say right now, but I assume this is going to be easier than the Wave Battle event, which, let's not go there. Anyway, continuing on, we will be seeing the Weapon Enhancement event. This time we are seeing staffs, rods, and musical instruments. Staffs and rods, great news, awesome. I just got a new Super TMR staff, so I'm really looking forward to boosting that to as high as it can go. And you guys know how the weapon enhancements raids, there's not much else to talk about. However, there is the Christmas special login bonus, and I assume there will be a New Year's bonus after this. So what we're looking at is we're looking at some stamina pots, some lapis, some basic EX tickets, 20 of some, I believe, it's either super site or regular site or whatever site, who really cares, because on Christmas we get a Christmas present, which is a 5-star EX ticket just for logging in. So Merry Christmas to everyone, and I guess we should be lucky that we're getting this. We'll see what we get from the Fan Festa rewards, but for right now, that's what we get. But I do want to talk about one more thing about the Mog King event. I was very curious about what Alan was going to do about the fact that we just got a Final Fantasy V event that probably some people spent a good number of resources trying to get X-Death, Kryl, or Galoof. And as it turns out, they get 0 bonus. Fuck that. I can understand much older units not necessarily wanting to give them, but the fact that X-Death, Kryl, and Galoof are not giving bonus is kind of a dick move, especially with how bad this step-up banner works, or looks, I should say. I'm definitely not remotely impressed with this development. If it was older, I could kind of let it go, but the fact that it's just the previous event we did, and maybe some people pulled for that, and just don't have enough to go for Barts and Lena right now. Really don't like this alum. I think this is really shitty on your part. Hopefully reconsider this. Other than that, that is basically all the news that we are looking at for the JP side. So get ready, CG Barts is coming to town. But not for Christmas, because he's way earlier than Christmas. See you next time.